Welcome to Quick Shots, a short format traditional archery podcast, where we introduce you to some of the world's most influential traditional archers, and occasionally, some random dudes. Help keep this content ad-free by supporting us on patreon.com/archerygeek. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, archerypass.com, for all your traditional archery needs.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Quick Shots. I'm your host, Mick Chambers. I'm here with Sam from Backwoods Composites. Sam, how you doing?
Great, doing awesome.
Good. Hey, dude, thanks for being on the show. Really appreciate it. This is kind of exciting. I don't always have bowyers on the show, so it's good to get the from the very beginning, from the acorn to the bow, to the bower or the bowyer, and the hunter. And we'll have a little chat about all that stuff with you. But so where are you from?
California.
So you're out of California. Okay,
Southern California. Yeah.
Born and raised in Southern California, and you, like I said before, you're a bowyer. How long have you been doing that for?
Oh, I would probably say about 10 years.
10 years.
And maybe like plus or minus 2.
Okay.
I started off kind of like dabbling in it, then I'd get away from it and go back into it. Yeah, about 10 years.
That's pretty incredible. So I think we got I kind of want to talk to you about two things. I want to talk about you as the bowyer, and I want to talk about you as the trad archer. So you mind if I ask you questions about both those things? Can we do that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How do you want to start? You want to start with bowyer, or how you got into that? Talk a little bit about your company, or do you want to talk about you as your trad life first?
Oh, well, let's say trad lives. That's probably where it's all how it all originated, right?
Let's talk. Okay, give us your origin story on when did you start becoming a trad archer? What got you into it? All that stuff.
Well, I've been shooting archery probably since I can remember. My dad, he shot archery. His dad shot archery. I don't know who all shot beyond that, but it's been passed down. Been doing it since I was little. There's pictures of me as a little boy shooting a bow, just the same as I got with my little boys shooting bows. When they ain't gonna remember this stuff.
So cute.
I mean, last night I was shooting with my son, and he's like 2.5, so he ain't gonna remember that, or maybe he will. Who knows? But yeah, I've been shooting bows since I was little. Most of my life early on was probably compound because, at that age and that time frame, compound was coming up, and they made little bows for kids with compounds, little wheels. Me and my older brother, he had a red one, I had a blue one with little compound wheels on it. We shot that forever. And then I'd shoot like passed down bows from like my mom or my dad, and just went on from there. And then I'd probably say around age of like 18 or 20. My dad shot trad his whole life. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he turned into a compound shooter just because his bow broke, his traditional bow broke. I remember this. We were going out to go bow fishing, and he pulls his bow out to string it up, and it breaks. And we all rushed Big 5, and
Big 5 is just for people who are listening, people who are not from California. Big 5 is a sporting goods store in California, Southern Cal. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So we all head out to Big 5, and at the time my parents don't have a lot of money, so he just picks up the cheapest bow there, which ends up being a compound bow that has recurved limbs on it. It was a bare bow. But it had the limbs looked recurved, so he liked it. He bought it. So then he got his recurve, and then a couple of years later, I started getting some money. I started working, so I went out and bought my own recurve. I mean, on my own compound bow, and I shot compound for a lot of years. But I shot compound with my 3 fingers I still shot a traditional 3 fingers. And then I think in college, when I went to college, one of my first courses decided to take archery. Well, my compound bow blew through the targets because they had hay, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I went down and got myself a PSC target bow for like $130. Started shooting that, and I just from then on, I went out and bought myself. I shopped on eBay. I bought myself an old Ben Pearson bow.
Yeah.
For bow fishing, because
Yeah.
we always go bow fishing. We were bow fishermen before we were hunters. Yeah, we always went bow fishing every year because we live by this big lake that has tons of carp.
Yeah.
We just go in there and slay them. So I bought this little short Ben Pearson. It's called the Hunter, I think. No, Game Master. I think it's Game. I don't know. I forgot the thing, but it's a little short Ben Pearson bow that Sears used to sell. 54-inch. I drilled a hole in it, put on my reel, and started shooting that. And that's right around the time frame where I also started. I tried out building a bow. I went online, searched it out. I built my first longbow, and I enjoyed the whole process of it. I mean, I've always been kind of handy with my hands, but then that was it. I built it. That was it. I only shot it a few times because it just sucked. It was not a good bow. So, in college, I went to college just because initially it was either Army, college, or construction work. And I was like, well, my older brother, he went to college. I might as well go too. I was not a studious person. I hate school. I can't stand school.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like school at all. So I went there, and I really found out why I don't like school. So I have a memory problem. I have like a short-term memory loss. I don't know. I just can't remember things. So I first started going to school for medical because my mom was a nurse. So I started doing medical, and I wanted to be a respiratory therapist. But they made you memorize flashcards.
Yeah.
I failed every test. I can't memorize flashcards.
Okay.
But I was always good in math and sciences and physics.
Yep.
And I mean, I was almost about to just quit college and go to construction with my buddies because he was doing great. He was making tons of money.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting here, like my minimum wage job, not making much, going to college. I was like, man, this sucks. I need to make some money.
Dude.
But then my wife, which was my girlfriend at that time, she was going to a big college down here in Southern California. It's one of the big engineering colleges. And my dad, he was a machinist for aerospace.
Oh, wow.
And then my father, my grandfather was also a machinist in aerospace. And growing up, I always wanted to be my dad, and I always wanted to be a machinist. But he always talked me out of it. So that's hard labor. You don't want to do hard labor. You want a desk job. You want to be an engineer. But when I went to college, engineering, that's a lot of school. I didn't want to do that.
A ton of school.
Yeah. So when I found out my wife was going to this engineering school, and then things just started clicking in my head, like maybe I might want to do that, And so I went down to the school. I talked to the counselor, and she just laughed at me. She's like, "There's no way, you don't have any math, studies. You haven't took any courses.
Yeah.
And, you got to do a lot of work." I said, "Well, I'm all right with math because we got to be really good." I'm like, "Well, I guess we'll see." So right away that summer, I took a summer course. Sorry, guys, I still got a cold I'm working off.
Yeah.
But I took a summer course and in math, and I aced it. It was trigonometry, and that was kind of like a stepping stone, so I didn't have to take pre-calculus when I transferred over. So I jumped right into calculus at the big university, And surprisingly, I just did good at it. I mean, I was just, you know, just kicking butt in all these math classes, and then they accepted me into the engineering program there, and sure enough, a couple of years later, I graduated as an engineer.
Nice.
And what's got me into aerospace, my dad worked in aerospace. He had a real good friend that got me a job with Northrop Grumman as an internship. Wow. And I started working in aerospace. I got out of college, worked there. It was all going great. I loved the work I was doing. But then it's like, it's a big company, big Northrop Grumman is a big company. And I even tried switching over to Lockheed Martin. I worked at Skunk Works for a while. And I just always felt locked down, tied down. Like I couldn't really do a whole bunch of my own designs and thoughts and my own, because what I did, I ended up in aerospace, you got these special categories. Aerospace is kind of different. You don't get to wear all the hats, right? You get to wear one hat, and the hat that I chose was a structural analysis of airframes. So I'm the guy that sits at the desk and makes sure the wings don't fall off. I don't design the wings. Yeah. I make sure the wings just don't break, whatever the guy design, whatever the guy who's wearing the design hat says, I make sure his design don't fail. So I do all the math behind it. Yeah. So a lot of composites work, tons of composites work. I got into composites. I really got obsessed with composites. I wanted to learn everything there was about composites. I took classes through the job on how to build composites, fabricate them. Yep. Carbon fiber, fiberglass, honeycomb core, bonding things together, bonding wings together. A lot of stuff I took. Actually physical. Touching the epoxy and bagging everything together, tooling it. Putting it in the oven. It's a really good course I took, and I loved it. But it was still that thing that I don't get to do that every day. That was an extra course that I took. Where really I'm just go back to my job and back at the desk doing numbers again, and don't get no hands-on work. So I said, well, why don't I pick up building bows again? Because I love archery, and why don't I just take what I learned in aerospace and start building bows. So,
all right, wait, time out. So, okay, so you said, I'm an aerospace engineer. Man, I think I can make better bows.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. That's fantastic. I'm literally an aerospace engineer. Okay, keep going. This is getting good. This is really getting really good.
So, the funny story is that when I decided I wanted to make better bows, I wasn't shooting, I'm just a guy who shoots with his brothers or his dad. I don't go to tournaments. We hunt just locally. I don't have any friends that shoot archery, or I didn't, at least before this.
Right.
So I was just shooting whatever I can buy at Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's or whoever's listening. Some big chain store, right?
Yep.
And so I was like, well, I definitely can make those better than this. No offense to those companies, but
yeah,
I was like, all right. So I started dabbling in with the carbon fiber, and just building my own bows, my own limbs. And then I started getting more into like the whole scene and stuff. I said, oh, well, there's some other bows out there that these bowyers are making that are great too, So I just started doing a lot of research. Like, oh shoot, okay, I got to up my game. I got to keep upping my game, because it's not just laminating these things together and having a shape and flexing and shooting it. So I just started doing tons of research on the actual bow, all the science behind it. Started doing a lot of testing on my own. I built testing machines. I test my own laminates. I mean, I build my own backings. So every carbon fiber ply that goes into my limbs is hand laid up by me. Every ply. I mean, my limbs consist of about 36 to 38 plies of carbon fiber. Wow. About 5,000 stick. It's funny because I have so much carbon in my limbs. It's crazy because I hear some other companies, they say, oh, we got 4-ply carbon, or we got 8-ply carbon. I think Hoyt has their new limbs, they call it 8-ply. They're all so excited about 8-plies. I'm like, oh, well, that's cute. I got like 30 something. And it's funny because I lay all these, every limb, all these plies are touched by my hands. I put every ply down on myself. I'm really kind of like a guy. I want to do it all. So
Yeah.
all the in my limbs now, everything in it is made in shop. I have my own core. My core, we build our own core material, our backings. We're just about to release our new wedge material for our ILF limbs. I'll show you in a little later, but all the stuff we in-house design, fabricate, and test.
Wow. So it's all made here right in the United States of America. You've got some pretty impressive people shooting your bows.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Who's shooting them? Can we say?
Well, I guess probably the most impressive guy I think right now I got. Well, I mean, they're all impressive. I like all my archers who shoot the bows. I mean, I had 2 guys out or 1 guy out in the Worlds shoot it, and then another. I missed the date for one of the Canadian guys to shoot my limbs. I got him to him a little late.
Yeah.
He wanted to take his trusted bow that he shot for so many months ahead of time, which is I'm fine with that. I'd rather have him do good. I don't want him to shoot somebody.
Right. But they're working with you. They're working with you on this, and there's some top level archers, competitive archers. Yeah. So that's pretty darn cool, dude.
Yeah. So Alex Melnick is one of the guys that I've probably been working with for a very long time now. What I mean, about like a year to year and a half.
Who's that? Sorry, who was that?
Alex Melnick.
How do you spell it? Alex
ALEX.
I'm not sure who that is. I'll look him up online later, and we'll
he's just some random Canadian guy. I don't know.
Oh, Alex.
Yeah, so he is, by far has been one of the most influential. Yeah, but no, I mean he has so much knowledge. Yeah. I mean, the guy is a genius. I talked to a lot of archers, and talking to him, he is so smart. He knows so much about it. So, he's shot all 3 of my limbs now, which the 2 everyone knows about that I came out with, the Moax and the Tax. He now shoots the new ones called the Cax. So he's actually had to, shoot them. We discussed about him. He shoots the next one. We discuss about him. Now he shoots these ones, and we discuss. I mean, we actually worked on the design together for this last one. He told me he wanted a bow for string walking, and that's a pinpoint accuracy sniper rifle type of limb. So I said, okay, well, how do we do this? So we discussed a lot about it, and I was calling him daily, multiple times a day, for about 6 months. Like, he went somewhere. Where did he go? Oh yeah, he went to that Italy thing.
Yeah, he was in Italy. He won. Well, he came second place. Yeah, he shot against David. Yeah, he's amazing turnout, and just really cool under pressure, man. Really cool under pressure.
Yeah. So when he was gone for that, I was like, man, I need to talk to him. I need to ask him questions, And then he was down. He went for some fishing trip or some like third world country where he had no cell service, and I was like, man, I got a question I need to ask you. So we talked a lot, and even now he's like more like my archery coach now. So he helps me get better at shooting archery, because I told him that I don't like the fact that I build bows, and I don't want anyone to look at me and be like, dude, you build bows. You've been shooting almost your whole life, but you suck.
We all, yeah.
I'm really like I'm like self-conscious. I really want to be like, okay, well, this guy should shoot good. I want to be like, but I'm so busy building bows. Like I shoot bows every day that aren't mine. So it's like, how am I going to get used to shooting my bow? So it's very tough for a bowyer to actually, be very good at shooting bows because he's out there building everyone else's bows and he always tests. He's shooting someone else's bow. So it's but I'm working on it.
Let's talk specifics, right? So the name of the company is
Backwoods Composites.
Backwoods Composites at backwoodscomposites.com. Don't forget the S, Backwoods composites.com. And what are the products you got up there right now? Like what's currently available? Just like do you know off the top of your head what you got available in stock? And
yeah, so we don't have anything in stock. We were build to order.
Okay.
So because we're so behind, I mean, every now and then I get a chance to or I miss poundage on somebody, and then I'll start reaching out to folks that I know that wanted my limbs. I'll say, hey, does this work for you? But I'm so dang busy. I have nothing in stock. Everything is built to order.
Good news. That's good.
I can barely keep up with what I got, even if I can. I mean,
so if you're saying someone that is watching this right now and they're like, oh man, I'm going to go check that out. And it's a pretty impressive website. And they're taking a look at, your tax or something like that and your new riser. Then how long would that take me? If I wanted to do an order today with you, how long would that take me to get a matching set of limbs with your ILF riser for you to build it and out the door? If I asked today.
Today we're looking at about 6 to 8 months.
Okay. Yeah, that's typical for custom bows. I mean, that's not terrible. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, it was. I mean, I got guys right now that are on the list and waited a year, so more than a year. Yeah. So, but I'm taking the list, chopping it down, and
you're getting there. You're getting there. All bowyers are backed up like that. So especially since so many people have taken up archery during the pandemic. So I don't think that there's any. Yeah, you're doing great. What sets you apart? What sets your products apart? You talked about all the laminations, but like, is there anything else? Like, tell me why someone would choose your product over something else.
Well, I think what we bring is the all around limb. I mean, we took all these design parameters on what makes a great limb, and we said, okay, well, there's now, this just here recently, not recently, but in the last year and a half, we said, okay, we really learned from our customer base. Like we talked to a lot of people. We said, well, there's 3 types of limbs we believe out there that people should, people would want to have. And we built design categories around these types of limbs. And that's where we were coming up with we got the MOAX, the TAX, and now the CAX. And each one brings something to the table on what the archer wants.
Okay.
So like, the MOAX, and they're all top quality. I don't sell economy limbs. They are all the best laminates we have, core, everything that's designed in them, all the engineering that goes around them, it's all the same. We don't sell economy stuff. So even though one might be cheaper than the other one, that's just because it takes a shorter amount of time to build the CAX than they do the TAX. The MOAX, which are our biggest hook limb, those are the longest to take to build.
Okay.
But each one of these 3 categories, and I kind of, for like simple, to break it up simplistically, it would be hunting, 3D, indoor.
Okay.
You have the MOAX, the TAX, and the CAX. That's like the most simplest way to break it down. It all boils down to speed and forgiveness.
Right.
So when you're out there hunting,
so to put that on for someone who's not very familiar with this sort of thing. So if you're saying, so do you sacrifice speed when you want more forgiveness? Is that how that works? That's how that curve works? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Big time, because you get these big hook limbs, they have a flatter force draw curve on the back end. Well, you have a smaller window of tune for tiller with those limbs.
Okay.
So with a conventional style limb, you have a bigger window of tune, right?
Right.
Oh, it kind of but then they're slower, right? So that's why hunting, I personally love the Moac limbs, because I'm a split finger type of guy for hunting. Right. Yeah, split finger instinctive, and I don't want to judge distance. I just want to pull my arrow back and shoot it, and I usually shoot between 10 to 30 yards.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And if I got a 10 GPP arrow, it's pretty flat. So
yeah, that would be flat. That would be flat. Well, depends on how much weight you're pulling. How much are you pulling? Well, how about this? Tell us what's your current setup right now. So you said you're a hunter. It's a hunting setup. Walk us through. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I am a hunter, but I got this cold from hunting the last day of the season last weekend.
Yep.
I put that bow away. That bow's gone. I'm all into now indoor archery.
Okay, cool. What are you shooting? What is it currently that you got?
This is my first season indoor archery. Like I said, I've been for the last, my whole life, it's just been shooting in the backyard with my brothers. About a year and a half ago, I started getting into target shooting at competitions. I was taking my hunting bow for that. But now I'm trying to get more dabbling into competitive archery. So
nice.
Now here I'll show you. Now
what do you got there?
Yeah,
camera. Look at that. That's a cool bow rack. Look at that.
Awesome light. But this one here, this bow here, this is my new prototype. This is what I've been working on for the last few months. This is a 27-inch riser.
Wow.
This is all polymer. The whole riser is a polymer. It's carbon fiber, but it's not like what you would think a carbon fiber is designed like most of these other carbon fiber risers. They advertise lightweight and stiff, which I would like to argue about the stiffness part of that, but that's just because I'm a carbon fiber analyst. When they tell you about how stiff things are, it gets really confusing. And we can get more in the depth next time, maybe with carbon fiber. But no, this is the carbon fiber riser. But it has a high polymer resin that we developed in-house to actually make this riser heavy on these outsides here. So it's a very thick bow riser, and the lightweight stiffness part is only in the center.
Okay.
So it really pushes that mass further out.
Right.
So it's better for stability in holding it and twisting it.
Very cool.
So we pushed that mass out. We wanted to make this thing so it has room for big weights, top and bottom, to fit the 12-centimeter ring. I can add in another one right here that sticks out about this far. I'm shooting it right now, testing it out, seeing how well it does. But we're hoping that we can get the tooling made so that we can start producing these for 3D field and 3D outdoor.
Yeah, so that's a cool looking bow, dude. That is fancy. Look, it's like Batman. I think Batman when I look at that. It is so cool. Yeah. Are those weights in the no, the adjustable bolt limbs? No, right by the bolt limbs there. What are those? Just brass inserts?
So these are bronze. They're very heavy. I use these bronze barrel nuts to add weight further down.
Yeah.
much as I can. And this is bearing bronze. So I don't like having to unstring my bow when I adjust any tiller setting.
Right.
Right. So having the dissimilar metals, with the bearing bronze and the steel, it's you get no galling, long life of turning that wrench, fine tuning,
Right.
and plus it's heavy.
Yeah.
So, my carbon fiber is not your typical lightweight carbon fiber riser. This thing is heavy. So, I have these also in my 19-inch riser as well,
Okay.
that we offer. But
Yeah, the hit 19. Okay, what limbs do you got on there now?
so these are the only limbs I got.
Okay.
These are for me. These are my. So I don't get to make a lot of limbs for myself. I take blemishes. I take ones that did not work out, and I end up shooting them. So these are actually Moac 1.0 limbs that I've had for about a year and a half now. I shot them on my 19-inch riser for a good long time. I put them on this riser. I'm just trying to shoot the heck out of them. I'm always like to test my own products, so I just keep on shooting them. I know I don't advertise the Moac limbs for high competitive archery, just because of the tiller sensitiveness of them. So I'm probably like the only bowyer who makes big hooks who will actually tell you that they might not be the best for high end competitive shooting, but there's things you can do to make them less tiller sensitive. Like for me, I move this bolt way out, pushes the limbs back. That's a technique
Right.
you can use to make bigger hooks less sensitive. You increase your brace, that helps out too. This is a 9-inch brace.
Okay.
I got a 9-inch brace on these big hook limbs. So I'm loving it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. What are you holding? What's on your fingers at
This
full
is
draw?
42 pounds.
42 at full draw. So that's good. That's kind of in that area of indoor. I know a lot of guys are shooting 39 to 41, sort of in there. So you're just slightly above. Okay. Alex Melnick is ridiculous. And then there's a guy from Sweden too that's ridiculous. But I think Alex is in the high 40s or whatever, 50s maybe. He's crazy. But yeah, that's good. So you're getting ready to shoot indoor with that? Or have you been?
Well, I don't got any competitions. I was wanting to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
But things in the home life is kind of scattered at the moment. We might be moving. So
wow. Yeah, that's a lot. You got to get your shop, and you move everything, and
yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know. I keep talking about it. I might go. I might not go. But what I do though is Alex Melnick got me into shooting this thing called Archery Abroad.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
No, tell us about it.
So it's a Facebook group, and this guy Richard Harris, he runs it, and you pay $25 a month, and you get to competitively shoot against, archers around the world. And you do it through like Facebook Live. You film yourself shooting. He shows you how to do it so you're legal. He has different categories. I'm shooting now in the barebow category.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. And so did you go to 3 under string walk or no?
Yeah. So
This
is funny. I am a instinctive shooter, split finger, traditional bow kind of guy. Been that way, for a long time. I actually make fun of people who aim.
Okay.
And it's always just a joke. And when Alex is the one that kept on telling me how well you'll shoot much better, I said, well, that's not archery. Aiming's not archery, man. Instinctive archery is the only pure form of archery is instinctive.
Okay.
And I changed it up because, you know, I don't want to get into this target archery competitive limb market and not shoot the way my customers shoot.
Okay.
I want to learn a lot more. So, Alex is I consider him my coach now. He coaches me on how to shoot and what to do. Yeah, I've shot a long time. Not that I don't know anything, but it's always nice having a coach to coach you because they will pick stuff up.
Absolutely.
And
It's absolutely, having a coach is super important, would be excellent for anyone.
yeah. So, but yeah, now I shoot fixed crawl with this setup. I'm about a quarter inch of a crawl. I got very long arrows. I got 35-inch arrows, which they didn't even make. I made them.
Oh, you made them. I was like, what? Show me those arrows. Where you got them?
They're downstairs.
Okay.
They're actually victory arrows, the VTAC 23s, and I had like 12, 2 dozens, one of 480s and one of 380s. And I said, well, I don't want to crawl that much because I'm so used to, split finger or 300. I don't want to crawl. I don't want to do this crawling stuff there.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, I'll just make my arrow longer. So I actually spliced on 5 more inches. I took those other 12 and I cut 5 inches and I spliced it on the other arrow. So now I got like a 35-inch arrow.
I have no idea how you do that. How do you splice that on? I mean, like the same way you do it, put a footing on?
Yeah, same way. So the VTAC 23s, the inner diameter is 5/16.
Okay.
So I went to the hardware store. I bought 5/16 pine dowels.
Yeah.
So you cut 5 inches off one shaft, and you get that other shaft that's like 30-something inches.
Yeah.
Well, you take that, and then you take your dowel, you make a 6-inch dowel.
Yeah.
You bond it on. You have an inch left. You stick that in the long arrow. Now you got a 35, 37-inch arrow.
Oh my God. Can you send me a picture? Can you send me a picture of that? I need to see it, but put it next to another arrow, like a regular size arrow. That is so cool. So are you shooting? How's your fletching? There's other ways, dude. You could have dropped your weight down to like 38. And
I know. Well, these bolts are backed out as much as I can back them out.
Oh, okay.
And then the string, I built an extra thick string, right? And I twisted the shit out of it. Like it's longer, it's too long of a string. I built it on purpose, too long.
Yeah.
So I can add more twist in it.
Yeah.
It's twisted a lot. And then I served it even more than I'm supposed to serve it.
You're slowing it down.
I got string silencers on it where I'm not even hunting, right?
Yeah. But that's silencers you can't use those in barebow. You're not supposed to be.
Yeah, well, me and Alex talked about this. I believe you can now, and I think it's actually a rule changed a couple of years ago where you can use silencers.
That's good.
It just can't be in your. It just can't be
in your sight.
You can't see them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good because they always complain. Everyone complains that bare bows are too loud when you shoot them, right? So it'd be nice to put silencers on. I wouldn't mind them on mine. That's funny, man. You got like a Frankenstein everything. Although that riser, I got to tell you, man, that riser is smoking. That thing.
I love this thing. I love it. This is by far. I mean, I'm looking at it like, nah, man, this is a great creation.
Good job
on the CAD work on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a piece of shit, though. I'll tell you that. I don't know if I can. Sorry. I mean, this is a one-off. I mean, I'm not one-off, but I messed up so much because the reason why I built this was concept of build.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get in a place where I made something very great and cool and awesome, but it costs so much for me to fabricate it. It takes too much time.
Yeah.
So this was how can I rapidly make this riser? So I was developing new ways to manufacture or build this riser the same time when I was figuring out how it's going to work, there's a lot of mistakes in this thing. A lot of mistakes. I used a lot of putty to fill up these holes.
Interesting, though. Interesting. No, that's interesting, man. It's a process. So what's the conclusion? Are you making more of those, or?
Oh yeah, they are going to be made next year, this year. Sorry.
Okay, 2023. Okay.
I just got to finish up getting caught up on my ILF limb orders, and then on the side start working on the tooling design for this, and hopefully I can get the tooling made and be able to fabricate it quick and easy. So that's the whole plan, and in house too. That's one thing we don't have, a lot of capability in house, and it's mostly it's just woodworking tools like bowyers use, so that's why we're choosing to go this polymer carbon fiber route, because I can make carbon fiber.
Okay.
The aluminum route, we don't have a CNC machine to machine aluminum yet.
Right.
So I actually outsourced my CNC machining to a colleague of mine, or a guy I went to college with. He owns a machine shop out here in California.
Yeah.
So he machined my risers for me, and it costs money. It's just aluminum's gone up. Labor's up. It just costs money. I figured, well, if I can develop a way to build these carbon fiber in house, because I can do carbon fiber, and this polymer, it'd be much better for the company and for my customers who want my products. I'd be able to get it out faster and less price for them.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic, man. It's great being an entrepreneur and actually and see. I can't wait to see this be commercial. 27-inch riser, another one on the market, especially for bare bow. Kind of excited for you, man. I'm not gonna lie.
And this bow is it's designed around bare bow. I'm not an Olympic guy. I design stuff for myself. I am selfish. So I started building bows because I wanted a better bow.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a hunter, so I developed the Moac limbs first because I wanted the best hunting limb. I wanted quiet and fast. So that's what I designed into the Moac limbs, was fast and quiet, not just fast and loud, because you get these bows that are fast and loud. By the time you put on all your silencers, it's no longer fast. It's like somewhat fast. It's faster, but it's not like that fast. Right. I wanted a bow where you don't have to put on the silencers.
So I want to, we're getting close to time here. And I don't want to go too far over, but I do want to mention that you were also on TradLab.
Yeah.
So there is a video out there, and I will link to that video as well. Cody's, go check out Sam on Cody's show, where he runs into more detail, more technical stuff than, if you really dig in the technical stuff that Sam's saying today, go check that out. I want to finish by any shouts out to anyone that you need to say hi to, or we talked about Alex Melnick. We dropped his name a few times. Any of the other guys that you need to say hi to?
Yeah, Jens Olsen, he shot my limbs out there in Worlds. Thanks for shooting my limbs. Anybody out there who's currently waiting on limbs, I always want to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best as I can to get limbs out. So I'm working hard. Come and contact me if you have an issue, if you want to, talk about it. Anything. I got an open office. People can call me up. Want to talk about any kind of archery related stuff about my products, or just anyone else's products, any kind of archery stuff. I love to talk. As long as I'm not sick.
Yeah. And yeah, you're a little under the weather, so you're a little bit scratchy, but I think all the best success. I'm looking at your website now. You don't have the new version of your limbs out there yet, right?
Yeah, here's this one right here. I'll show you.
Let's have a quick look at that, and we'll I mean, it's just, I love carbon fiber. I love them. They're beautiful. Look at that. Pretty.
Yeah, this is more of a, this is our conventional limb.
Yeah.
So I'll show you a comparison. These two limbs are the same length limb, and you kind of can see there's a difference.
In the curve,
So
yeah.
this one here is our Moac limb, and this one is our CAC limb. The tacks are in between.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have those right now to show you, but the tacks are in between. And here's the difference between the two new. This is the new polymer wedge we're putting in all of our limbs.
Nice.
Come soon here. This was the old wood. So now our limbs are 100% man-made.
That's nice.
Man-made material.
Man-made material. Nice.
Yeah, and it's funny. This polymer is a high-density polymer, like I was telling you before.
Yep.
This limb is 35-pound limb, 35-pound set of limbs, right? This is 54-pound set of limbs, right? This is the big hook limb.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the big hook limb usually is heavier in mass than conventional. This limb is 4 grams heavier than this limb.
Wow. So
this is a lot of mass. We added a ton of mass right here at the end to help vibrations, and to help stability, because the more mass further away from the grip. I always try to tell people about mass moment of inertia. So when you think about adding mass to your riser, right? You want to add it in the right places to give you that more of a resistance, more resistance. If you have it all at the grip, all your mass at the grip, it ain't gonna do much for you.
Because you can move
that
around.
Mass out. Yeah. So this is part of that mass out. This heavy weight on the butt end of the limbs. And it's a polymer, so its dampening properties is greater than the wood. And it also looks cool.
It's cool. Dude, that's cool. All your stuff is cool. All of it looks very, it's really cool. Again, I get this Batman vibe from you. You sure you don't have like a bat cave there that you do all this in, or what's going on? Because there's some it's pretty looking stuff. I'm looking at your website. Before we go, how can people get hold of you if they want to get hold of you? You mentioned that.
You either go through my website, you can contact me through there, or Facebook or Instagram. And Facebook, I'm on my personal account the most. That's probably the easiest one to reach out to me on. Sometimes my business one, I don't go on it as much as I do my personal one, but those are the best options.
All right. Hey, I just have to mention my sponsor before we go, archerypass.com. Sent me this cool sweater. How cool is that? Archery Pass. They're in California too. He's in California too. Riley. Really? Yeah. It's all traditional archery gear. So if you're looking for wood arrows and stuff like that, this is the guy to go to. They're a huge online retailer. Archerypass.com. Anyway, thanks very much for sticking around, everyone. Appreciate you being on, Sam. And all right, take care. Hunt the good stuff, everyone.
All right, thanks.